is Brayden Toon. And his opponent,
Kevin Ryan. Right now, look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him. Look at him, just kidding, look at me.
from the high stakes of the Peach State, Kevin Ryan.
Welcome everyone to New Level Pro. I am Shane Knowles, joined alongside by Mark Mabo Bowman. Mabo, it's been a while, but it's good to have you back.
It's been a while. Copyright. It's good to be back at New Level Pro, and Shane, it's good to be back next to you in the commentation station.
Absolutely. No place I'd rather be. But I am pulling double duty tonight, ring announcing, but sitting alongside you. And speaking of sitting, Kevin Ryan taking his siesta very early in this opening contest. This is a tournament tonight that will crown the #1 contender to the New Level Pro Championship, currently held by Scott Morgan. That could change this evening as he defends against Chris Larkin.
Well, I got to ask, did you stretch before you decided to pull double duty? Well, you know, like I said, it's been a while since I have been here at New Level Pro, and quite a lot of new faces here in the locker room, but one that hasn't changed. Neither has his attitude and his arrogance, and that is one high-stakes Kevin Ryan.
Not at all. As brash and as cocky as they come.
Some would say he's cockier than a Carolina mascot.
I was going to say he's in the right spot. We're in JSU country. Cocky. Maybe he can sign up to be the mascot if he is not victorious here in this opening contest.
I don't know. He's taking on a newcomer, at least to me, in the young rookie Brayden Toon.
This is my second look at Brayden Toon from Elkhorn, Alabama. And I don't blame him. He's had enough of this. We came here to wrestle.
And see, that's the thing is Brayden, he's doing the right thing. He's staying on top of the much more experienced Kevin Ryan. Now, Kevin Ryan, he's only been in the game a couple years himself.
Absolutely. Not too many years under his belt, but a lot of experience in that short 24 months as he will go anywhere and everywhere.
And that's really how you make a name in this profession is you play your trade anywhere, everywhere, and against anyone you can. Because you never know when your big break's going to happen.
You never know who's watching. Speaking of, we're glad we're watching. You're watching. It's one way to bring a guy into the squared circle.
Smart maneuver from the young Brayden Toons. Now peppering Kevin Ryan. This young Brayden Toon is coming in. He's not giving Kevin Ryan an inch.
You can see the difference here. One is young and cocky, the other one is young and all business, and I think that's in the favor of Brayden.
It definitely is. And Kevin Ryan taking a little bit of a powder this time than he was before.
I don't think that's the body part that goes on a bench.
No, slamming his head against that unforgiving wooden bench. That's solid oak.
Made out of log?
From Blammo. I mean,
Ryan finally getting his wits about it.
Those benches are big, heavy, and wood.
That's good.
Brayden Toon's.
You'd hate to see both men get counted out here in the opening contest, meaning the person on their side of the bracket would garner a bye.
And that's always important in the early goings. You want to establish your seed in the tournament so you know who you're going to be going up against. Did Kevin Ryan just tell that fan that he was number one?
I think he was. He made quite the impression with that gesture.
Giving him that half of the peace sign nobody wants. Toon's throwing Kevin Ryan back in.
Ooh, if that kick had delivered.
After the punt handle.
Well, they
Toon's
call him
out.
high stakes for a reason.
Oh!
Goodness.
Beautiful moonsault off of the top rope down to the floor. And there's no padding on this floor, ladies and gentlemen. This is a solid gym floor.
That parquet is unforgiving. Tombstone.
Kevin Ryan muscling up the much larger Brayden Toons. Oh! The referee says count of 2. That was close. Kevin Ryan back up to his feet.
He told us what to expect here. I'm sure Brayden Toon heard it.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, is this really a smart move on Kevin Ryan's part to be calling a shot,
This
so to
is a
speak?
baseball. You're not Babe Ruth. You don't tell them when the home run's coming.
Missed it.
Oh, that's right in front of the referee.
First round result in disqualification, Brayden Toon.
Well, Shane, that's one fall down.
I have to question him giving away a fall like that.
Well, you got to think, though, Kevin realizes that if he couldn't afford to give away the I don't think he would have.
The second round, Kevin Ryan, both men tied at 1 ball apiece. The winner will advance in the tournament.
And just like I was saying, Shane, if Kevin knew he couldn't afford to give up a fall, he wouldn't have done it.
I'd say you didn't have time to get out the centers before we had a decision there. Maybe it was all master strategy. Who am I to question?
Well, I mean, after you hit somebody with a low blow, there's no turnaround time on that.
No, not at all. That's
And here we go with the third and final fall. I mean, Brayden Toons, not only has he suffered that low blow, but he's been dropped on his head twice. You got to wonder how much Brayden Toons has left in him.
Yeah, and I question Kevin Ryan right here. You just hit the man with a brain buster. You're allowing him to get to his feet. This could be his undoing.
Oh, and Brayden Toons catches Kevin Ryan while he's sleeping, peppering him with those forearms.
Was that a low blow again?
Oh, no, he caught him in the breadbasket. Fireman's carry position. Kevin Ryan is driving the point of that elbow into the collarbone, head, and neck area. And you know that's got to be affecting that neck of Brayden Toons. I mean, as we said earlier, he's dropped on his head with a tombstone, dropped on his head with a brain buster. Oh!
That might be all she wrote. Nice resilience.
Wow, I am surprised at that. Did you see the velocity that Kevin Ryan drove Brayden Toons down? And now just slapping the young man across the face. I guess this is Kevin Ryan's introduction into pro wrestling for Brayden Toons.
Nice counter.
Oh!
Suicide.
Tope suicida.
Oh, goodness.
Went to the well one too many times.
Well, we've
Caught him
seen
with that
this.
kick.
A double stomp.
Kevin Ryan quick to capitalize. Slapping on the sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter right in the middle of the ring.
Scorpion deathlock, whatever you want to call it. And the referee's down there asking Brayden Toons. Brayden Toons fighting. He's clawing and scratching with everything he's got, trying to reach those ropes. And he did it.
Wow. Getting out of a sharpshooter, Kevin Ryan maximizing that 5 count.
You got to wonder how much did that take out of Brayden Toons. Kevin Ryan better watch himself. He put his hands on the referee. Could run the risk of another disqualification, and that would put the whole spiel in Brayden Toon's favor.
Goodness, if he were to lose both falls by disqualification.
But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Shane. I don't think Kevin Ryan cares. He's that cocky. He's that arrogant. Granted, the kid can back it up, but at some point, you got to realize when is it going to be a detriment to your career?
I say common sense has got to take over at some point. Nothing wrong with being flashy. Nothing wrong with being cocky. He would not be the first.
Oh, slides under. Drops him down.
Destroyer.
Hit him with the Elmont Destroyer. Oh! We saw an upset, Shane. The rookie Brayden Toon could have pulled out what I would say would probably be the biggest upset of this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. That would send shockwaves to the rest of the bracket. If Kevin Ryan were being eliminated in our opening contest.
That Destroyer sent shockwaves to Kevin Ryan's neck. Ryan reverses it.
Pump handle.
Pump handle package driver?
Still not enough.
Oh. You would have thought that would have been it. As much damage as Brayden has suffered to his head and neck.
Brainbuster, a tombstone pile driver. Wow, and then that package off a pump handle. And once again.
Whoa, and then the kick he took to the head. Kevin Ryan, he's flirting with danger.
Oh, he's going to incorporate a chair?
Now, to the best of my knowledge, these are not relaxed rules. Kevin Ryan, once again, he's running that risk. Oh, rolls him up. Nice hit.
He was your winner and racing in the tournament, Brayden Toon.
Wow, what an upset. Kevin Ryan knocked out first match. First match of the tournament, Kevin Ryan is out. And the look on his face says it all. Holy cow. Kevin Ryan, none too happy. That's what happens when you become overconfident and overcocky.
He is just as shocked as we are that he's out. I mean, there's
no coming back. There's no second seed, second bracket. But you got to wonder how much damage has been done to Brayden Toon.
How worthy is he going to be going forward with that chair and that Kevin Ryan admonishing some of our fans?
He is not happy.